What happens when B2B e-commerce strategy, platform selection, and partner selection is too general or not specific enough to the brand? So why don't we start by talking about some of the unique opportunities in each approach?
Sure. Tom and I have spent many a night talking into the early morning about this at length. Fundamentally, B2B e-commerce is a massive, massive plot of land for everybody. But in reality, it actually breaks down into some very specific use cases. So, where we ended in our last rounds of conversation is that two most organizing segments to start with is manufacturing and distribution. Tom, you want to unpack that a little bit for our audience here?
Last time Carlos and I spent some time talking about this, we talked about how a lot of the analysts, a lot of the podcasts talk about B2B as just a general thing, but it's really not a general thing. Small to medium sized distributor has very, very different needs than an enterprise manufacturer. And as we know, manufacturers sell through distributors and dealers. Those are two different types of customers they sell through. Distributors typically are not very loyal. They have a broad selection of products. Dealers are very brand loyal, and they only deal with a specific number of manufacturers. And they go to market differently, and they need different support. And then both distributors and manufacturers also sell to end businesses. Some manufacturers have avoided that because of disintermediation, and they don't want to destroy their long-term existing relationship with their distributors or their dealers. Some of them can't do it because it's illegal, but other ones are exposing their catalog because they want to win a portion of the aftermarket parts business that maybe their dealers and distributors are losing on. So when people talk about B2B e-commerce, it's not one thing. It's like every other market where there's segments and subsegments, and those different segments of it, B2B for manufacturers, B2B for distributors, and then start to subsegment that. It's just more complex than that. And so we were talking about this podcast and how we could maybe help people figure out where they sit and some things to think about depending upon where they're at in that journey and where they fall and what segment they are.